Doobies twisted.
Oh, and there we go. We are live. What's up, everybody? Time to smoke down with our best friends. I'm smoking on some of that white truffle from Magpie, man. Fucking fire. I thought it was a good grower until it fucking went there.
Yeah, homeboy's got some skills.
Had to get back to school.
Definite skills, that's for sure.
Yes, man. Unbelievable. Unfucking believable. It was funny, too, because girlfriend's into the sativas big time. And he had an 04 Super Silver Haze. I was like, if that's not sativa enough, I don't know what will be. Her response was, "Mummy likey." So
yeah, I used to be a big fan of Super Silver Haze back in the day. I don't know that I've ever tried a real good cut of Super Silver Haze. I'm pretty sure the only ones I've ever had have been from Crop King Seeds, who have a less than stellar reputation. But when that's what's available in your area for seeds and nothing else, you'll go with what you get, especially when you're just kind of starting out. But I gotta say, even those Crop Kings, they produce if it was Super Solar Haze or not, I don't know. I cannot say. Just your good old fucking white labeled fucking shit, but it was good stuff and quite enjoyed it. My fingers start.
yeah, I got a text the other day when I was at work, and it said, here, I'll find it just because it's fucking funny. Where is it? I'll find it. Babe, this weed is deadly stinky. I just opened it to give my friend's dad some in Timmy's.
Very cool.
Yeah, don't bust open Magpies in a public place. You'll get caught. She's like, fuck, everyone was looking at me. Good times. Yeah, I've got mine hardening off right now. Some Ghost, what are they? Sour Ghost and Northern Ghost. So it's some sort of sour cross to Ghost Beach, and then the Northern Lights to Ghost Beach autoflowers. So they're hardening off, getting ready for their life outdoors. Let me turn this.
We could shut that ringer off while we're doing a podcast.
Yeah. Sorry. There's a story behind why my ringer's on. That's my bad. I'm not used to it being on. It's usually off. But yeah, getting the plants hardened off for outdoors. I got some new strawberries out there, a different kind, Ruby Ann or something. I forget the name of them, but different than the ones I have anyways. So
fuck yeah.
Yeah, switching that up a little bit. I got some peas and some beans started. I got cucumbers going.
I really hate to say it, dude. I'm at the point where I'm like, I don't even know if I'm going to have an outdoor garden this year. Like, I just kept getting busy, like working out of town. And I come home, my weekends up being super busy. I'm like, and it's like, is it too late to start seeds? First, there'll be later in the year stuff, well, sure. Or I could go to a nursery and buy like tomato plants and all that shit, I guess, too. But it's like,
yeah, if you go to Home Depot, go get your starts, you're still good for another week or two. In all honesty, you can really plant stuff, whatever.
But at the same time, you can't if you want to be serious about trying to get a harvest of any kind.
Oh yeah,
right?
Well,
such a limited grow season.
I think it's like certain ones, like your peas and beans and stuff will be all right, but anything that has to accumulate, like a pumpkin or a squash or something like that, you're probably, they might be too small. I really don't know. I'm not a farmer. I don't know. I just chuck shit in the dirt and hope I get something out of it. Yeah, but yeah, no, you got about a week left, man. That's about it.
Well, I can guarantee you it ain't happening next week. So
yeah, so there's our answer, eh?
I hate to say it. It's I do have a couple of plants in my cloner that I do got to get out of the fucking house and do get them outdoors somehow. At my in-laws seems like the best place for them. So I was like, I got to make. Then they don't live far. They live like I don't even think 10 minutes away, right? So there's no real good excuse for not getting over there to do it. It's just once again, I just
that's
got to
kind of
take
nice
the
having
time.
that.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it's been raining over here again, man. It's like, fuck. Give me some sunshine, damn it.
Dude, I'm with you. Yeah, yesterday was a nice day. It was apparently 32 degrees, and I would have actually thought it was like 25, to be honest. Like, it was nice, warm, a little warmer than you want to be working physically, but and then we get in the truck at the end of the day, and it's saying 32 all the way into town. So,
that's pretty good for fucking May.
Yeah, that's what I thought, man. We're not even into June yet, but you keep hearing about like one of our, it might have been last Thursday you mentioned that like Northern Ontario is fucking heating up and burning and already and stuff, and I hadn't heard fuck all about wildfires up to that when you mentioned that, but now in the last probably 24 to 48 hours here in Saskatchewan, Manitoba, both declared state of emergencies.
Yeah.
Scary shit, man. Scary stuff. Here we are. Like I said, it's not even fucking June yet. But I can say this. I think it was 2016. Yeah, it was the year I got married to the ex. Fire season, it was April 9th, and I was fighting wildfires out in Nasco, BC, where underneath the fire had gone through, and underneath the moss a couple inches, you had an ice layer. Like fire was burning on top of the ice, and shit was heating up. We're like, oh wow, if we're seeing stuff this early in the year, this is going to be an epic year. Fire season was done before we even hit June. April, May was crazy, and then out came the rain, and that was it.
Well, I seen a video today of near North Bay, Ontario. North Bay, Ontario is maybe 3 hours from me. That's crazy to have forest fires anywhere near where I'm at.
In the grand scheme of things, man, that's right there.
That's fucking not very far at all, man. No.
Like, it's a long ways, but it's not. We had the Elephant Hill fire here. It would have been 2017 in BC, and that fire, it crept for in like over 100 kilometers. Like, I'm just trying to think from like the Kamloops, they're not Kamloops, sorry, Ashcroft area, all the way up to like Bridge Lake, which is half an hour from me. You know, like that's fucking scary.
Yeah, I'm not very good with the forest fires. They freak me out a bit. They freak me out. But here's one for the crew.
Oh, fuck yeah. Good call.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so I got some cones behind me. Actually, I should put in dirt right now. I've been waiting to do this. They leave tomorrow, so I better get them in dirt now. But I re-moistened. I know that light's a little bright, but I need it to work here. So I had these little guys. They're just little cups of leftover soil. I moistened them all up today so I could put some extra plants in here, you know. Nothing's worse than going to do transplanting and you got a big stack of hydrophobic soil. It's just all dry.
Yeah.
Can't do shit about it, right?
Yeah, I got a new bag of soil last weekend there, so I did a whole bunch of transplanting and stuff. I actually, now that I think about it, the plan is to flip everything in the furnace room this week. Okay, so that's got to be, I don't know, about half a dozen new plants that'll be getting flipped.
Yeah, I'm ready.
No, I might be telling a lie because maybe some of those natural gas crosses from Rosamond, they might not be quite ready. They might be a little bit short. But it's going to be awesome. It's a lot still. Yeah.
These girls, I'm ready to flip they're already gotten too big. I'm probably going to take another round of clones off them before I flip them. But everything's doing well. I got, good growth on everything. All my tops have done their thing. But I'm loving this one in the back here. That's the Grey Pouilly Cross Sour Diesel back in the corner there, and it's my fave. I just like how it's got some nice thick branches, you know, the node spacing near the top of the branches. Once it got closer to the light, it started to get a little more intensity. It really stacked up a bit there. So, yeah. And the Primal Punch F3, that thing stinks, man. Reeks. But it's good. It's like it's got that real dank smell to it. So looking forward to this run. There's good stuff in there. A couple Pouilly Crosses, some Primal Punch, Golden Goat, Dalton's Pond. That's gonna be a good time too. But like I've been kind of busy and haven't really paid much attention to these girls since they were since they grew up a bit, and I hacked a bunch of clones off them. I've just been kind of keeping them in there just alive. Really, I haven't really done much for them. But come on, 10. I'm really asking a lot of a Beavos unzipper right there. But yeah, they're doing well. And then we got the house plants that I give you guys little updates on every now and then. Oh, let me remove this frog here. Holy jeez, what am I doing? Gap right out there.
Dude, I've been having fun with it because I'm like, look at this high motherfucker. And the buttons are out of my reach right now because I'm just outside here. So
yep. My polka dot plant's killing it up there. It's got some real nice pink color in it, man. I started to get that one dialed in. This one I'm dialing out. I don't know what I'm doing with this one. It's not really taking much food. I don't know what to feed it. I don't know how to take care of it. It's kind of getting out of my reach now. It's kind of shitty. I don't know what to do. But hanging on for dear life. A couple pothos in there still rocking out. We got the umbrella tree. It's doing good. Still needs an up pot. Whatever. Monstera, that thing's killing it. It's on leaf number 4 now. I bought it with 2 leaves, and now I got 4. And leaf 5 and 6 are on the stalk, so they're going to be coming up soon. And this thing, the Gramunja Cherry or whatever the heck it's called, it's got all these little. Where is it? There. See all those little like florets or whatever, the little buds starting out.
Yep.
Yeah, so I got to do some research to see if I have to like cross pollinate this thing or if it'll just do its own thing. Sorry for the horrible camera work there, but yeah, I'm waiting to check this thing out because it's got me interested. Brazilian cherry. Yeah. And that's a little update on my garden anyways, folks. Nothing too fancy. We have button presser extraordinaire.
The shitty thing about working out of town right now is not being able to go into the garden and stuff. But the great thing about working out of town is when I go home tomorrow, there's going to be very noticeable growth on everything. The old lady did just harvest the grapple cat for us, so that's doing its thing. And I'm gonna guess that if she cut it Wednesday morning, it'll probably be ready to friggin' trim up and store in the jars by Sunday afternoon. It doesn't take long in our house.
Yeah, I like this. It's nice when you have a garden and you're away from it for a little bit. When you do get home, you get to dive right in again.
Well, it's so noticeable, like all the growth, even in the vegetative stages, right? Like you go away for a week or 10 days, whatever, and it's
10 days is a long time in a garden.
Yeah, very much is.
Well, certain stages are different, but like 10 days is still a long time. Oh, that is way too wet. Oh, maybe oversaturated these things. when you transplant your clones, say if they're coming out of an arrow cloner, like I see some people keep it like soaked, like almost dripping.
I try not to get it super like ridiculous wet, like just I don't know, like yeah, I guess it's reasonable thorough soaking, but not. I don't know where I'm going with this. I know what I've got in my mind, and the words are apparently not able to come out. But what I do is I've noticed a lot of times, like I'll keep it in the cloner light, under the cloner light after I've transplanted it into a solo cup for 2 days, maybe 3 or 4 if I'm lazy and I don't get to it after the transplant, because I find that like they get transplant shock a lot quicker when you go and put them under blasting light at the same time you just fucked with their roots. Whereas if I give them a couple days to kind of recover from the root friggin' fucking withing and then put them under the blast with full-on LEDs, then
yeah.
Cheers, noob. Hope you're doing well, brother.
Lobster. What up, noob? Yeah, I oversaturated it. Like I said, I got it wet before. I put too much water in there, but I'm just looking at it, and my aeration ratio was pretty high. I got quite a bit of perlite in there, so I'm not too worried. Like if I don't water that for 2 or 3 days, it'll be fine. That all that white's not going to retain any moisture, so it's a good content in there. At least 30%. Well, 30% is usually what I go for, regardless. But the clone's been sitting in an easy cloner for 2 weeks, so it's used to water. But,
yeah. I'm trying to figure out what to do when the old lady and I make this Toronto trip here. Because in my mind, the way I have it working out is we'll probably end up leaving Saturday night, 6:15-ish, 6:20-ish p.m. because that's what time the old lady gets off, and we're going to drive to Hinton. Now, so the Saturday watering will be fine because I'll make sure everything is watered and flooded probably really good. But that'll only take a few days before that because we're going to be going probably get to Toronto Tuesday sometime is my thoughts. Hang out there till Friday and leave Friday night and get back probably Sunday night late or possibly Monday morning. So you're looking at like fucking 8, potentially even 9 days without watering. And if I figure if I way overwater them in a couple days leading up to that, and then you can leave them flooded, that might get them day 5 or 6, but then you might
that's a long time.
Yeah, so I know I might have to give the keys to me because actually, you know what, the in-laws I think will still be working out of town, man. They manage campsites, so if we could get somebody to go in there and just give them water to keep them wet, like you don't even have to mix shit, just go in there. That would be all right.
Well, you could like really fucking overdo it, but then you could come back to a bunch of fucking unhappy plants too.
Well, I'm gonna have to overdo it anyways. It's just So, but I get where you're going at, right? Like I could go even above and beyond what I want to do. I suppose it probably is best just to have someone that we know and kind of half-ass trust that can come in and do it for us. Like I said, the in-laws would be a great idea. Cheers, big word. Rolling smoke. Butt squisher, Todd Wilson. See everyone. An earth box would be great, except for I've got to be able to pick up and move on a moment's notice. I can't have big and heavy because we get the inspection.
What about
time?
Here's an idea. I've seen like my mom use these and shit before, like the dollar store little glass. It's like a glass bulb with this tube on it. You fill it, you stick it in your house plant, and it'll slowly drain. Kind of like a little.
I feed my plants 2 liters of water every day. each plant.
That'll be gone in a fucking afternoon.
Yeah. It's just like there's no easy answer beyond just getting somebody to do it first while we're gone. So, like, yeah. But what I could also probably do is pre-mix some nutrients and just leave them in buckets with air stones going to them. Because if you're to keep as long as they're stable and just don't go to shit, because a lot of times we'll mix a batch of nutrients and it'll use it over the course of 2 days. So we do know it is quite doable. The nutrients nutrient line that we use, I can't talk, it is pretty stable. It doesn't just all go to shit sitting there in that solution. So that could be an idea. And then be like, well, if you run out of buckets, just go to water.
Yeah.
Because at that point, you'd be looking at probably, I'd be fine with my plants only having water for a day or two while I'm gone. Because that's something that where I'll get busy on the days off or whatever and realize that I didn't water my plants and it's like lights are going off and you go in there and you look and you're like, oh shit, like these are they like I can't and I won't be here first thing in the morning, so I'll go in there, give them each bit of water just to keep them hydrated. They drink fast. I like big groups and I cannot lie. Because that's what it's all about.
It's like some plants do and some plants don't. Gets annoying sometimes when you're trying to water a room and there's always a fucking oddball out.
Man, I've had plants that it's like, they don't want nothing really. It's like almost like they just want to be like an aloe or something like that, where it's just they just want to live in the dry, but they don't realize that they can't because they're not an aloe. But as soon as you start watering them, it's just like they'll start just like flopping and like, yeah, I'm a millennial. Put water on me. Safe place.
Safe place.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it'd be nice to be done with the cloner again. I always like getting it out in the springtime, knowing I'm getting everything started, but then it's like kind of like a pain in the butt after a while.
Yeah.
I didn't look at it for a couple, and I went to look at it last night, and the water was damn near all evaporated. Not all, but still enough to pump it. I was like, oh, whoops, yeah, there's part of that.
Cheers, Jeffro, Big H.
Big H, what up? Yeah, I caught Big H in Discord today, man. It was good seeing new faces in there. Cheers, brother. Yes. This soil's so nice. I love making soil and then using it and watching it just be awesome. I don't know how it grows plants yet because I haven't got that far with it, but it's nice. This one's not as saturated as the last one, but it holds its shape till you just press it and it'll just, oh yeah. Smelling good too. This stuff I cooked for, I don't know, what was it, 6-8 weeks probably, something like that. Should work well.
Got that. Need to like go home and like trim up the penis duster because I got the nose hairs trimmed properly so that I don't get the epic battle of the nose and lip hairs going on. But this is getting too long and I get weird hairs that'll like fucking upturn like that. They'll still tickle the bottom of my nose. And that's just like, oh my God. It's like cat hair on your face, like nonstop. Cheers, Dr. LeVay. Hope you're doing well. Okay, let's do a dab. Just get there. I'm just about to run out of dabs for this trip, actually. Uh-oh.
Oh, there you go. Buttons are in reach. Where's your 2 starting? I know, Jay.
Yeah. I'd love to be able to make my own castings. That would be nice. Being self-sufficient. You see, I seen Magpie was planting all his tomatoes for his garden the other day. That's going to be awesome. Sauce is the boss. I'm no good at making sauce.
Cheers, Kingfisher. Hope you're doing well, brother.
I'd be a horrible farmer. I don't know how to really can properly. I can't make proper sauce.
I'm one of those people that when it came time for that portion of the events where someone else just needs to take control and tell me what they need done. Like, I've not done a lot of this before at all, really. But if you need something done, just fucking point and fucking shout because, yep, I got no problems with that. But when because, you know, and then give me some time and then I'll be the guy pointing and yelling and be like, you know, I've got kids coming up. They got to learn. Cheers, Operation Revelation.
You're going to learn today.
Yeah. Cheers, Galaxy. Am I missing anyone? I'm probably missing people. My apologies to anyone out. Sheldon, I see you there. Cheers. Jade, Patrick, have I said hi to you yet tonight? I don't believe I have. Quite possibly. If I have already said hi to you, hello again, because, you know, you're pretty cool motherfuckers. Do that twice. Yeah, dude, I'm excited for this Toronto trip. Really hoping it's not quite set in stone, but it's. I feel like it is. I was saying a couple weeks ago that I felt like it was about like 50 to 60% certainty, and I feel like it's 70, maybe 75 now. So it's just we just need, I think, my old lady to be able to get the time off work now, because. The idea, the plan was we were going to take the daughter back to Hinton, Alberta, because she go start school on like the 2nd or 3rd of September, with like the Tuesday, I'm going to guess it is, of that week. And it was going to be and we were going to take her back the week before, right? So she could be there for a week. But I think what we're going to do is I said we'd leave Saturday night, drive to Hinton. Well, that's where she'll be living and staying, spend the night there at the in-laws, get there late, you know, sleep, maybe hit showers, because that might be the last time you get to shower for a couple days, and fucking go from there. So that case, then that was the conflicting problem. But now the problem is, can we get the time off for this week still, right? Like it's not competing for another set of time off, but it hasn't been okayed for her yet. So fingers crossed, because we're going for a good time. But like, man, like I've been freaking dying to meet a lot of you guys for a long time. You know how often I travel kind of my area. About a 10-hour radius seems to be that what we seem to do. And unfortunately, a lot of you all live within that. So, and possibly maybe on the way back, we might even be able to work it out so we can run into Colton on that trip, depending on just where we sleep, and just take a slight detour in Edmonton and go south instead of coming back through Hinton. It's definitely an option as well, because guys like Jay Patrick been supporting us for a long time. Magpie hasn't been around a super long time, but man, he's around all the time, growing fireweed, in the big dickweed swinging there, as you were kind of saying there earlier there, G-Bay. Every time you run into him, it's fucking, you know, dude brings it.
He's literally motivated me to fucking do my game.
Yeah.
Like that, like, I'm not joking. The weed is fucking so top notch that I'm like, I want that kind of shit, so I gotta fucking tighten the fucking batten down the hatches, man. Get fucking tight about this shit. I'm growing so haphazardly, and it's costing me quality. My outdoor is awesome because Mother Nature does that, and I just watch it. Indoors, I'm fucking so distracted and shit. I fuck up all the time. So yeah, just got to boil it. I've always kind of ran towards the full organic way, like, you know, using the Guy Green dry amendments and just starting with ProMix and soil, and not really doing anything that's fucking crazy, but never really pulled off anything fucking quite like that, man. So tighten it up. A lot more castings and compost, I think. I've just always been kind of skimpy on that. in my mixes. I have never really went as high as I should with it. So I'm just going to stop cheaping out and put more castings and more compost. And I'm sure that'll up the game for me.
Oh, yeah.
To what level, I don't know, but it's going to help a bit.
Yeah, I'm still fucking bottle feeding. And seems like that'll be the case for a while. I actually even had the old lady was threatening to buy nutrient bottles with her own money there. Was a couple weeks ago. I think it was May long weekend. We were talking about maybe going up to Prince George, and that's where the grocery store is that sells the line that we use. Closest one that we know of, at least. And that she, because we had a whole pretty much, it's, you know how it is, you get your 3-part solution where you're right, your green, purple, pink, and then you get a CalMag, and then they got about 9 to 12 different other products that you can use in there, your bloom boosters and your this and your that. We have all that stuff when we've used it, but you don't need all of that. Like, it's just, basically, it was one of those sample kits where you got a whole bunch of everything in there that I gave to my dad that he didn't use. So we just started like, fuck, we'll use it. And now that most of that stuff's running out, it's like, well, we don't necessarily need that. But I'm so stoked that she's
getting involved.
It's getting the hold into the point of where she likes using the lineup line enough that she's actually, it's the first time she's ever mentioned buying nutrients or anything like that herself, I'm pretty sure. So that just makes me go like, oh, wow, okay, so you must be enjoying it. Just found a bug bite right under my ear. Black flies.
Fucking chunky little roots on that corn.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah, dude.
Little primal punch. Let's go. Little bottom clipping. It'll work though.
Cheers, Hillbilly Herb.
Cheers, Hillbilly.
Cheers, laid back dad. Oh yeah, great to see everyone. I want to do us a favor, hit that like button, that thumbs up, and we'll do a dab frog, and then actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go find my freaking. Oh, you don't be like that. I think I still got enough for a couple dabs.
I'm so covered in. Dude,
So you got any plans for the weekend?
Not overly, no. I got the kids with me, so I'm just gonna be hanging out with them, and don't really plan on working unless there's something drastic that needs to be done, but maybe go do some oil changes on some of the fleet vehicles there, but
Nice.
yeah, a couple extra bucks, right?
Yep. I hear that.
Maybe mess around with the motorbikes. Nothing major though.
Thinking about going on a backroads adventure.
that'd be all right.
Let's see. A couple of years ago we did a back road from out 100 Mile, come out Barkerville way there. It was a great time, but it was a little bit more rushed than I would have liked. And I really want to go back and do that again. Now, to do it all in one day would definitely be a little bit more rushed kind of thing. But so that's probably not the right one for that one. But there's a couple different one. Maybe go down to Clearwater, check out some waterfalls or something like that. That's probably supposed to be a few hours. So maybe we'll try that out.
Yeah, definitely gonna get into some road trips this year, just some local stuff, just get out and enjoy myself, really.
Dude, it's funny. I don't know exactly what the switch for me became, because I've never been a huge fan of traveling. I don't like spending long amounts of time in a car. Still don't. But in the last, I'm gonna say probably 4 years or so since Ashley and I got together, it's kind of changed. Like I've gotten used to the fact that anywhere I go, I can expect to spend at least 4 hours in the car at kind of a minimum. And that's and we go to Calgary and then come right fucking back, basically, which you're looking at a 10-hour trip each way. And it's one of those I've learned to just enjoy it. We're going out and also to a lot of places I've never been before or seldom go, so I haven't seen that many times. So you're seeing a lot of new stuff. That keeps everything nice and fresh. But yeah, like I'm fucking down for road trips. Like I said, man, I like we could fly out there and be there quick there and back. Or we could drive. And to my rough math, which is not great, I'll be honest. But I think on this one, would be about pretty close to the same price for us to drive out there, not have to pay for lodging or any of that stuff. But you do have to pay for fuel and all that shit to get there and back, that's going to be, there's the trade-offs. And I think they're about the same, but I've always wanted to drive across the country. Never had the chance. I'd like to say maybe. Yeah. And to Toronto to come see you, man. Like, fuck, man. How long have we been doing this show together? Let alone all the other ones that we've been on the Friday nights. When did you start coming on Friday nights? What was that? Like, how many years ago, man? Like, it's been a long fucking time.
I was drinking at the time. So I've been sober for 4 years at least.
Yep. So it's, and then like I said, all the other people around. So I'm
it's crazy to think how much. Yeah, it's been a long time.
And
what up, laid back, Dad?
If this thing turns into like a really well, I don't doubt it'll be a positive experience, but maybe if the drive is something we decide is worth trying to do again, but actually make it all the way out to the other side, see the Atlantic Ocean sometime, well, maybe we will. Because when I think about it, like at some point in time with all the traveling in BC to Alberta that we do, it's only really a matter. I can maintain my car and keep it up and stuff like that, but it will get to the point where you're not going to want to be doing long distance trips with it because that's what happens. Which means odds are we're going to be in the market for a new vehicle at that point. Well, fuck, you got a new vehicle. Take it around the province a couple times, maybe to just make sure it's not going to break on you lemon style right off the bat. But after that, let's fucking go. On a brand new vehicle, that's, like I said, once you kind of hit the break-in stage on it, I'd have no fucking scruples about going across country and stuff like that. Because that's always my number one fear, right? Is, well, what if you break down? Well, have a reliable vehicle, you're good. Have a vehicle that you can sleep in so that your fucking lodgings and shit are fucking taken care of, like, let's go. Fuck adventures rule. I love it. O'Doyle rules.
Operation just cut his real low fucking mine. Good times. Yeah, I've been, the Killbilly saying here in chat, moving out to New Brunswick and Nova Scotia. It's fucking where I'm at in Ontario, and I think it's pretty similar where you're at in BC. The housing market's just ridiculous.
Yep.
And out there, it's not. They're still, living in reality. You can get a house for a couple $100,000.
Yeah, but what about
$500,000? That's the other thing, right? You
coming out
gotta have the money
because jobs are not necessarily there. Now, if you're not worried about employment, then fucking right. I've been to Nova Scotia once. Halifax about 15 years ago, maybe, probably not quite. And it was great. It was one of the coolest experiences of my life. It's nice. And I'd like to go there again. I'd consider living there and moving there, but probably not because I'm more of a mountain boy. Let's face it. I get seasick.
Fucking chat's always fucking awesome. Oh, I got 35. I need one more. One more.
I'm all excited for some butter chicken tonight. Oh, I have my butane's in the car. That's why I didn't do any more dabs last night. That is dirty.
What's the
That's right. I was so pissed off that I didn't even bother to turn the fucking torch off. She's empty. Fuck.
Do you ride the bone?
All right, well. Go for a walk.
Like I said, it would be nice to not have this.
I don't mind doing clones, but sometimes it's just like it's like babysitting.
Fuck yeah. Buttered chicken for dinner tonight.
Ooh, that's not bad.
I can handle a buttered chicken. I don't mind me some curry either. That stuff's good too.
Living.
What did I have tonight? I had oven roasted chicken and Brussels sprouts and carrots and baby potatoes. Pretty good dinner tonight. Mama killed it.
Yeah, we eat a lot of butter chicken in our household. It's one it loves, and if you like ask her like, "What do you want for dinner?" Like 8 out of 10 times, butter chicken is what she wants. It's pretty cool, but at the same time, I'd also like her to get to the point where she like something other than butter chicken. All right, if I lose you here in the elevator, I'll be back.
Okay, we got you.
Too much cologne in here, like some fucking axe.
Yummy.
But dude, it stunk like gross. I don't even know if it was bad cooking or chemicals in here a couple weeks ago. Fucking gnarly. So I guess the overabundance of BO spray is probably better. Okay.
Sometimes that's how she
Howdy.
goes.
There we go.
Bones transplant.
With me.
Job well done, Marky Mark. Gonna get blinded by the light, folks. Mixed up a nice batch of insecticidal soap there. Keep everything clean.
Oh yeah, butane.
Yeah, real farmer fingers. Get that shit in there. Yeah, no, I can't not grow outside, but I just kind of sad I can't do the whole big garden this year, but I'm gonna do a bunch in the pots anyways. Keep the spirit somewhat alive.
Now, judging from the weight of this butane, I don't even know if there's enough to fill the fucking torch in there.
For one little tube.
Just need a little bit. And hopefully. We are not fully. Maybe. What's that left too? Don't really need the food. I'll save as many of those primal punches as I can. But in all honesty, I guess I should probably turn the 12-12 timer on any second now.
Ooh, starting to get serious over there.
Do myself a super heavy. That's it. Do a super heavy bug spray thing. Maybe move all my house plants upstairs for the summer. Well, could work. I just got to do it sooner than later. I'm going to forget, not forget, but just push it too late and then fuck myself over pretty well.
Well, hopefully there's enough here that we can at least. Looks like I've got enough for both 3 dabs left. So let's.
Oh, yes. Yeah, it feels good to have plants, though, at the stage where I can flip them. Do another. The thing is, if I take clones, like, what's your thoughts on that? Taking clones and then flipping, like, or topping and then flipping. What's your recommended time period between cutting anything off the plant and flipping it? To me, I don't really think
give it a week, but I got no scruples about topping and flipping that day if it's what needs to be done. Like you're talking about, like as long as your plant is healthy and isn't it like an overly fussy varietal or whatever, like it should be able to handle it quite well. And then I find the other benefit is like if you like say if you top it and you get that like candelabra fucking effect or whatever where it's just flat topped, then you're less like everything. You'll still get 1 or 2 that reach higher than everything else because that just seems to be the way it is. But it's just, everything seems to grow up at about the same time. And but like I said, if I have the ability, I will give it about a week. Or maybe I'll do it on, like, say, Friday when I get home and flip it Sunday night or something like that. I watch it. Is it a little happy or is it pouting? If it's pouting, maybe we'll give it a little extra time.
Yeah, I don't really think too much of it. Because basically, once it's flipped, those nodes that are going to be growing into branches, that's where the bud site's going to be anyway. So,
yep.
I'm sure there's a deeper conversation to be had on it, but I'm just worried that, like, I've kind of last time I cloned them was probably getting closer to 3 weeks now, maybe.
I don't have enough in here to do 1 dab. I don't think. Fuck.
Well, I'm just thinking, like, if I kind of let them get a little. Well, maybe it's not too far ahead or too big, but it's only a 4x4 tent, and I don't want to flip it and have it just freak right out and get gigantic, right?
Yeah.
They're bigger than I wanted them to be, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, because I know as soon as I flip them in 3 or 4 weeks' time, they're going to be fucking out of hand. But I don't really mind.
Oh. So I'll have to do. Didn't even have enough butane in the bottle to do 1 dab properly.
You fucking tried, man. You tried.
The effort was there.
There's 5 plants in there, Kingfisher. This is what we're working with. Tell me what you're booking with. But I still got some space to move them around and whatnot. Lights up way up there. I'm able to recess the light up into the top arch of the tent because these are those tents that have the. Yeah, now the light won't show you shit. It's got that. There you go. Like the gabled roof kind of thing. So, but oh man, it smells good in here. Fuck yeah. But I think if I flip now, I'll be safe. We'll be up to there somewhere. But you know, that would still give me, I don't know, 12, 16 inches to the light.
That's pretty good. Yep.
Yeah, and that's a small underpowered light with only one board on it. Like those plants are only under 150 watts right now, and then they're gonna get blasted with about 500 for flower. I could double up and give them 900 watts. That would fucking burn the shit out of them. Probably they'll make them freak out. Yeah, 480 and 40 would be 960. That's way too much for a 4x4 tent, though. 4 240 watt quantum boards. Is that too much for a 4x4?
No.
I don't know. Like I
have even coverage over it, most likely.
Oh yeah.
Way better even coverage. If they get too far, if they do get to fucking leaf curls or their what is it called when they get all their daily fucking the light they'll take can take for the day. What's that? I forget what we know what I'm talking about. I think though, daily light integral. That's what it is. If they hit that, just turn your lights down a notch. The big worry is that the LEDs I'm using right now. One of those is meant for a 4x4. I've got two of them in mine.
There you go. Okay.
I look in there and I'm like, nah, I could do more than that. And I could probably fit 4 in there, but I've got no reason to try to fit 4 in one. But I'd love to see you do it because you know.
Well, I got them. They're just literally. I'm looking at them right now. They're sitting right here. 4 Meanwhile drivers and 2 plates. 2 nice big fucking plates with the quantum boards on them. Maybe that's what I'll do is get that rigged up and flip those over, man. Get it done. I've never done a run with more than 480 watts above it. Like it won't be like it's hard to say because like with that much wattage and that much coverage, can you really call it the light being that much wattage? You know what I mean? Like it's not like I can't say that the grow was grown under 960 watts if it was full. You know what I mean? How would you even label that? You'd have to measure it par. Did we lose Caribou? You'd have. Oh, you're frozen on the screen on my screen.
I got moving on mine. So
no.
Uh-oh, something's up. Probably
my laptop. Yeah, see, yeah, right, Kingfisher. That's what I was trying to get out of my stone mouse. That you kind of leave the wattage rating when you start to get more than just one light, I guess. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I'm interested because I don't know. I've been growing a little bit subpar indoors the last couple of runs, so I'm a little worried about wasting my time and not getting something high quality, but it's all in the discipline, I guess.
Huge part of it, yeah. You get in what you put in, but
mediocre weed for mediocre efforts, right?
Yes and no, because I don't slave for my garden, man, and I grow some pretty fucking killer weed. I don't know anyone else in my area with the quality of the weed I'm smoking. So, but that also being said, Ashley has picked up a lot of the slack for when I'm out of town. So I'm working less in the garden. She's working a little more, but I still feel like, yeah. But you got a good point though. You can't neglect your garden.
Yeah. Big H is asking explain drivers. I can't really get scientific, but it's just the power input to a light.
Ballast.
Yeah.
For an LED, think of it that way. Just the power box.
And if you're lucky enough to have a dimmer knob, that's awesome because they're a pain in the dick when they're just straight off and on. Not that it's a bad thing, but if your plants react or for some reason it gets too hot or any reason that you would need to move that power, and if it's just straight off and on, kind of sucks. But
I just realized I don't have a lid for my pot, so this cookie sheet is going to be my lid.
okay, yeah, it'll work, man. You got this. Yeah, I started out with donated blurples and stuff, so I've come a long way that I actually own lights that are kind of sort of up to date.
I had a Blurple that I started off trying to use little sunblasters, the T5. I was walking through one of our pharmacy stores that had a aisle with garden stuff in it. And at the end, I see this light that says grow light or garden grow light or something along those lines. And I'm not knowing anything about growing weed or anything indoors or anything like that. I'm like, oh shit, that should be able to work because I just started smoking weed again and bought that. And, before I knew it, I was adding more of those. And I convinced the old lady because I'm trying to do everything very budget friendly, because we got the family, all that shit. So I'm only allowed to use so much money towards my garden. Convince her that, well, let me get a Blurple because it'll be a 600 watt equivalent and, blah, 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 blah. And she went for it. And it was a big improvement for sure over the T5s I was using. I think I had a bank of about 4 of them by the time this Blurple showed up. And it was doing a lot better at about, I didn't even get a full cycle out of it. I think it was 6 weeks into the first one where your nugs are just starting to get big and starting to get the real good frost on them and stuff like that. And then I go in there and half the diodes are burnt out. And I was just like, oh, well, fuck, that sucks. Fucking went into panic mode, fucking down to the local grocery store and bought an HPS, 600 watt HPS. And then from that moment on, I was like, okay, that stepped up the game big time there. Cause when you just see the, just how many more candle watts, is that what I'm thinking of? For, high shot. Anyways, brightness way bigger than the Blurple I had. And that thing was supposed to be a 600 watt equivalent. Okay. But then wanted to get into LEDs and stuff for years and never did until the Exodus split.
Yeah, I didn't really take them serious until the quantum boards came around. And then the bar light style is really where it's the only progression it's made since I've got into it. Some of the players what was it, the Grandmaster, he's doing some stuff, making some different things, but really it's all pretty close to the same now when you got, there's a certain readout you get and that's what everyone's after and that's what everyone sells. So it's the sort of not readout, spectrum is what I'm trying to say, So as long as it's within the range of growing plants well, that's, you can't really improve on that. It's you're kind of not pulling at strings, but you're fucking with shit after that. It's kind of coming out of the range of just natural gardening when your lights are scientific,
Yeah.
But I don't know anything about it really. Not educated on the subject at all, so.
No, I swear, even if I did get one of those ones with the tunable spectrum or whatever, I'd probably have to have somebody come in and still explain it to me. Because I just set it up for a show how it works.
Yeah, I'll tell you, my houseplants love it. I had both of them going. I lost a driver up here. That's the first time I've ever had one burn out on me, but yeah, they're still getting to maybe about 50 or 60% on 240. So, they're getting a good 100 to 150 watts, maybe somewhere in there, 120. They're loving it though.
Yeah, it's good.
I wish I still had my I think it was called a kilowatt. It's like this little Amazon thing I bought. It's a reader for wall outlets. You plug it in, and then you plug in your appliance, and you can read a whole bunch of different type of readouts. So you just click on watts, plug your light in. As you turn the dimmer knob, it'll tell you the exact wattage being drawn. So it's good for labeling the side of your dimmer, right?
Yeah.
Throw down a frog for the farewell here.
Oh, fuck, it is getting to be that time.
It's that time, bro.
Well, that hour went fast. Oh, yeah.
Hold on, guys.
Yeah, that was a quick one. I like the Thursday shows, man. I'm glad you fired this up a little while ago, man. It's a different little format.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Always good times. Great to see everyone in the live chat. I want to thank y'all for jumping in here. There's 51 people right now. That's sorry,
Hell yeah.
more of you here, so it's very cool to see. Everybody, I want y'all to have a great weekend. We'll see you back here Sunday morning, bright and early as per usual. In the meantime, fucking
Got some of this white truffle from the magpie.
Oh, yeah. Cheers, y'all. Have a great night. Have a great weekend.